Hello YouTube, welcome to day, whatever day that is. We are discussing murder bees. What is a murder bee? I don't know the actual Latin name for it, but it is a bee that comes from Asia. Thank you again, China. But a murder bee is about 2 inches long. And the reason why it's called a murder bee is because even a couple of them literally will just murder and decimate an entire hive of natural bees or local bees or just regular bees within just a couple of hours. They literally go into the hive, they start decapitating and eating the larvae, and I'm sure that some of you guys that are allergic to bees are saying, yay, kill the bees. No. Honeybees especially, and other bees, they're great pollinators. They create honey and all this other great stuff. You want bees. Bees are a good thing. Murder bees, not a good thing. Now, they don't naturally attack humans, but they are gigantic and will scare the shit out of you. So you probably will swat at some, and if that's the case, they then could attack you. And they have a powerful neurotoxin that could kill you if you're stung multiple times. Now, even beekeepers, when they wear that protective beekeeper suit, are not protected from murder bees because they're bigger and they have a longer stinger and they can penetrate down to your skin. With that being said, don't let that worry you. We are still dealing with another crisis right now, but some other news up in Odessa, a couple or sheriff's department decided to take it upon themselves to violate human rights and your civil liberties and the Constitution all in the same gathering. So we had 8 people with the permission on a private property, with the permission of the owner of the property, allowing them to protest. And they kept social distancing, they kept their distance from each other, they were wearing masks, and they were armed. They're allowed to be armed. There's nothing wrong with that. They weren't causing a scene, they were just protesting the illegally made orders by the governor and local officials. So the cops, and there's a funny picture of these fat cops looking like, what's that guy's name from Super Troopers? That guy, Farva. They look just like him, and they're coming around and they're looking all cool with their military grade SWAT vehicle just for 8 protesters on private land. And so they decided to arrest them. So that's just the beginning. There's a lot of things happening, guys, in the media. CEOs are being indicted. Celebrities, large officials are being secretly indicted and arrested. And there's also, of course, the media and the CDC that are lying to you with the numbers. So if you go take a look at the CDC numbers, now the death toll has like nearly been cut in half. It's all a game. It's all just a bad game, and you guys need to wake up to it. Get back to your normal lives. Don't listen to the media. Don't listen to your officials. Just fight the power. Get back to your life, and let's make this country great again. This is just getting ridiculous, and all the signs are pointing to the left wing, the Democrats, and a few of the members of the powers that be. So forget them all, guys. Let's do what we can for our families and our local communities, and from there we can make a bigger uprising. But don't be going, down to your local state government armed. Don't do that. Just do it smart. Stay as a community, and that's how you make change. That's how you make the movements happen. Okay? They're afraid of large communities. They're not afraid of a few armed people. Okay? Now, on to the next thing. I did want to discuss Alamo Wealth Builders is coming up on its 5th year, and I want to start releasing, try to release a video every other day, going over some small things. So, first thing is cross-pollinating education. What does that mean? A lot of people, they try to go for one source of education, whether you go to one college, whether you go to one YouTube channel, whether you pay one guru to train you on something. That is ill-advised. Cross-pollinating education is where you're getting multiple data from multiple resources, and you're combining that and you're consolidating that data to create your own thesis. For instance, watching the news. If you just watch CNN, you're in trouble. If you watch MSN, CNBC, if you watch NBC, if you watch CNN, if you watch Fox, if you watch E-News, if you watch all the other different smaller sub-brands, and you watch all of the news channels, you're going to start to notice that yes, some of the headlines are recycled, but they all have a different perspective on how to read that headline. And that's where you get your information. That's where you can start picking up on the differences, the subtle nuances on how to read the same headline and get different results, different emotional results. So it's the same with education. If you're learning to do stocks, don't just learn from somebody that knows how to short the game. Learn from somebody that knows how to play swing, that somebody knows how to play days, investments, different trading tactics, someone that knows how to read SMA lines and RSI and Fibonacci and all that stuff. Get all the data you can, but once you have all that data, at least enough to make it take actionable steps, then you take actionable steps immediately. Otherwise, you're going to fall into something called analysis paralysis, where you're too scared to take a step because you think you don't know enough yet. And you will never, ever know enough. No one knows enough. Just know what you need to know to get started, and then just keep learning every single day of your life. That's just how it works. And you will most likely learn by failure, trial and error. So do not be afraid to fail. Just start really small and grow from there. All right, guys, that's going to end it for me. I'll see you guys in a couple days.